Non-Americans who have been to the US. What is the weirdest thing about America? They have those angry sinks that chop shit. The fact that looking at the news, you'd think that they're the angriest, most aggressive people in the world, but when you are there in person, they are, with very few exceptions, very decent and welcoming. The gigantic open spaces everywhere, so much space. Read a book once, can't remember it for the life of me. Just the quote that stuck out of Americans can't understand how old Europe is, but Europeans can't understand how big America is. I'm from the UK and now live in MN. The first thing is how friendly everyone seems to be. It may be the Minnesota nice talking, but seriously, everyone is welcoming and friendly. The first time I flew to the States, I sat next to this American lady and we got talking. I explained I was visiting my partner for the first time and how nervous and excited I was. We talked until we boarded, and then once we landed, she went into mother mode, let me use her phone to call my partner, went through security and baggage claim with me, even walked me out to where my partner was waiting for me, just to make sure I was safe. She then gave me all her details and emphasized that if anything happens, or if I needed any help, I could call her and she'd help me. I found out she worked for St. Jude's, and even though I never needed to call her, knowing I had someone there made me feel so safe, and I really hope she's doing well today. Your news channels display far too much information on the screen. Big everything, from food to trucks. This is only from a tourist side, but I found it weird how friendly you are and how happy you all seem. This is not a complaint. I met a few lovely Americans when traveling through the eastern seaboard, and my cynic British side was struck by how open and excited you are to meet new people. I lived in California for 3 years. I made more friends there in that time than I did living in my home country for over 3 decades. The options when ordering food, I thought it was a TV joke. I feel naughty asking to swap chips for mash, but you guys can request pretty much anything. Hearing someone speak with an American accent IRL, my brain just associated it with movies and such. Coffee all the time. I got a tattoo in Barcelona and was completely embarrassed when I asked the artist if he wanted a coffee from next door. He told me, "Oh no, I have to keep working." He thought I wanted to go sit with him for a while. I went there for university, and honestly, Americans just do a lot of little things that are generally nice. Holding the door open, smiling if you make eye contact while walking, randomly saying a quick greeting, etc. Random compliments too. And I never got the vibe that people were just making them up like some of my friends who haven't been, say, if someone complimented someone's clothes / hair / whatever it seemed like they meant it. They just didn't seem to hold back the random thoughts and said them out loud. I didn't even really notice the door holding thing after the first few days, but when I went back to my country, I actually missed it, LOL. Not that I ever expected someone to hold the door even in America, but the absence of it and quick smiles was surprisingly noticeable back home. As a Brit, how amazingly and genuinely friendly you are, how enamored you are with British culture and people. I was invited to a barbecue in a public place by someone that I met because he liked the t-shirt I was wearing. I felt like some sort of celebrity. I'm an average guy, but everyone wanted to chat to me. I've traveled extensively and have met many other nationalities whilst in their country. I've been made to feel welcome in almost all, but how I was treated once my accent was heard in the US was on another level. Thank you for making me feel so welcome. I've had several amazing trips to US. They hold a very special place in my heart. The tax isn't automatically added to the price shown in shops, restaurants, etc. If I only have $1 in my pocket, I'd like to see straight away what I can buy for that $1 without trying to find out the tax rate and calculating it. Y'all can strike a conversation with a tree. You literally don't need anyone to respond, and you'll yabber away relentlessly. It's a generalization, as I know there are some quiet Americans, but I was just down in a Publix trying to decide what beer to buy, and some woman suddenly started talking to me about how she met her husband. I love it. I'm a fairly quiet dude. New Zealand is a fairly reserved place, so just being able to stream your consciousness out like that is just something truly remarkable. I'm married to an American. She talks enough for both of us. Americans can strike up a sincere conversation and not be weird about it. No one precedes a question with, "Sorry to be weird." They don't feel embarrassed if they don't know something. They can listen to you tell a story without jumping in to tell a vaguely similar story related to them. Americans tend to have tremendous social skills, though it's strange because some clearly don't appreciate how fucking nuts they are. Putting the real estate agent's face on the for sale signs. Radically different laws for each state, like you could be illegal in one, then travel a few miles, then boom, you're safe. Trying to reconcile your lovely in-person dispositions with the fierce hatred and division portrayed in the media. Seems as though the bottom of the gene pool has somehow been chosen as brand ambassadors, which seems odd. Imagine Nike, etc. doing the same instead of picking the best of the best as their ambassadors. It was weird how much fucking fun I had over there. They are so friendly, and I had the time of my life. So, thanks. It's big, really big. I'm from the UK, and 2 years ago I did Route 66. Even taking the interstate, so not actual Route 66, but you get the idea. It took 4 days of 12 plus hours driving to do it. It's goddamn huge. I'm an American, but I'm always surprised that nobody in these threads mentions all of the self-storage we have here. There's storage units everywhere, and they're being built all the time. People have so much stuff that they can't fit it in their homes and rent out space for even more stuff. It's nuts to me. The toilet is so full of water. I always have to convince myself that I'm not about to dunk my cheeks. You advertise antidepressants on the TV. When the workers at food places take your card and walk away when you're paying, it's so weird and I hate it every time it happens. LOL. Tipping is super weird. Pay your staff properly and set your prices accordingly. Small talk to random people. When I am in Europe once in a while and start to talk to the cashier at the gas station or whatever, they think I am a crazy person. In the USA, this normal. I prefer the US way. The flags everywhere. My boyfriend is Scottish. When people hear his accent here in the States, they just go crazy. Non-Americans seem to find root beer to be a weird thing.